Man, oh man, say it ain't so. Is overpricing yourself in boxing the new form of ducking? Because Teofimo, the Takeover Lopez, in an interview with Punch Drunk Boxing, he stated that Jaron Ennis declined $5 million to fight him, and he said at least $5 million. Now, when somebody says at least $5 million, I consider that to be the guaranteed money, and I believe the rest will probably come in from a very good gate, or the rest will come in from the pay-per-view numbers. Now, a lot of people believe this is cap because there's a lot of content creators that do not give Teofimo Lopez any chance to beat Jaron Ennis. Not only do I give him a chance, I actually think he can stop Jaron Ennis. If Jaron Ennis throws a lot of punches, there's a lot of ways that Teofimo can counter those punches. And I know Jaron Ennis wants at least $5 million. And we all know Teofimo Lopez is the bigger star, and he is way more accomplished than Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis only really sells in Philly, and his resume is pretty much lacking. Teofimo Lopez, I believe, has the best resume from any young fighter. And not just that, Teofimo Lopez has a way better resume than the fighters that are already going out of the game. There's a lot of content creators that actually praise a lot of boxers that have way less accomplishments than Teofimo Lopez. For example, Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford is a very great fighter. He is very skilled, high ring IQ, right? And his resume will be very good, but not compared to Teofimo Lopez, because Terrence Crawford does not have much time left in boxing. He's actually at the tail end of his career, and he just about accomplished the same thing as Teofimo Lopez did, but Teofimo Lopez has at least 10 to 15 years left in the game. And I know Teofimo Lopez is not a big star as Ryan Garcia or Gervonta Tank Davis, but he is a bigger star than Jaron Ennis. The only way Jaron Ennis can sell is if he fights in Philadelphia. Now, the same black content creators keep saying the same thing. Do not give Teofimo Lopez a fight. Do not give him a payday. And I came up with a conclusion about why they say this. I really do think that they hate Teofimo Lopez for saying those racist rants, but they also know that Teofimo Lopez is very good, and he is way better than Keyshawn Davis and Jaron Ennis. And these content creators do not want Teofimo Lopez to beat their fighters, especially since he's saying these racist rants. They're all saying, do not give him a fight, great brother. Do not get him paid. It's an outrage. I really do think they know how good Teofimo Lopez is, and it's most likely that their fighters are gonna get embarrassed, because I just do not see how Boots can beat Teo, especially if Boots has a hard time with Abanesian and Karen, because both of these two fighters gave Jaron Ennis a lot of problems, and Teofimo Lopez is a lot better fighter than both of these fighters. Now, styles do make fights, and I just do not see Jaron Ennis having anything for Teofimo Lopez. And I know some content creators compare Jaron Ennis with Roy Jones Jr., but I do not see that. The only thing I see the same with Roy Jones Jr. and Jaron Ennis, well, not exactly the same, something similar, is when they both showboat. But the thing is, Roy Jones Jr. was fighting way better opposition while he was showboating, and Jaron Ennis tries to do that with way lesser opponents. I am pretty sure if Jaron Ennis and Terrence Crawford fight, Jaron Ennis will not be able to showboat against Terrence Crawford. He will get knocked the F out. I really do not think Jaron Ennis can showboat against any B+ and higher level fighter. Any A level fighter will see that showboating as an opening, and he will punch you. Jaron Ennis is not Roy Jones Jr. I really do not think Jaron Ennis is as skilled to showboat and beat up an opponent that is an A-level fighter and still win the fight. Now, I know Jaron Ennis is fighting at 147, but there's not that much smoke at 147. I believe Teofimo Lopez and Jaron Ennis is a fight to make at 147. But now we do have Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Rolando Romero joining the 147 party. But I think Ennis beats those except for Teofimo Lopez. Now, if Ennis moves to 154, I think he loses to almost everybody, because anybody in the top 10 could actually beat Jaron Ennis. Now, if it wasn't for Teofimo Lopez, I do believe Jaron Ennis can beat everybody at 147. But at 154, Jaron Ennis will be at home because he is a big 147 and he needs to move up to 154. But I believe that is the reason he does not want to move to 154. There's just way too much smoke. Not just that, Jaron Ennis needs to work on his defense. He gets caught clean often, and at 154, I don't think he could take too many punches from like Virgil Ortiz or anybody with heavy power. And I know Rolly Romero just entered 147, but he did drop Ryan Garcia. I wonder how he could take Rolly's power, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a matter of time when Jaron Ennis is gonna be forced to fight at 154 because he's a big guy, and I know he cannot make 147 forever. But I know he does not want to move to 154. Too many dangerous fighters. But guess what, guys? I ain't the biggest, I'm the baddest. And if you want to hop on your boy, throw a dollar at the super things. That's all, folks.
I shook up the world! I shook up the world! I shook up the world!